Nothing can hurt you if your mind is trained, rewritten. What if pain wasn't your enemy but your greatest teacher? What if betrayal, loss, and failure couldn't touch you unless you gave them permission? And what if the most powerful fortress in the world wasn't built of stone but of thought? We've been conditioned to fear so many things: storms, betrayal, silence, loss. From a young age, we brace ourselves against the world as if its harsh winds and sharp edges are what truly hurt us. But here's a truth no one told us growing up: the world can't actually harm you. People can't harm you. Words can't harm you unless you let them in. Pain, betrayal, humiliation, none of it can truly reach you if your mind is trained. There's a place within you that remains untouched by chaos, a still, immovable core. And the only path to that place? Discipline, mental training. The Stoics called it mastery of self, and it's the single greatest power you'll ever possess. 1. Pain is not the enemy, your opinion of it is. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations 8.47, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Let that sink in. It's not the insult that breaks us, not the failure, not the heartbreak. It's the meaning we attach to it. The untrained mind spirals at discomfort. It overreacts, it clings to ego, it builds stories that deepen the wound. But a trained mind, it pauses, it breathes. It chooses its response with precision. Like a general in battle, it doesn't ask, "Why me?" It asks, "What now?" Training your mind is learning to become the master of your first reaction, owning the narrative of your experience. Because if they can't touch your mind, they can't touch you. 2. Fortitude is built in silence and not in comfort. You don't get strong in the arena. You get strong in preparation for it. Anyone can appear calm when life is smooth. But what happens when the ground gives way beneath you? When betrayal comes from someone you love? When your body weakens or your world falls apart without warning? That is when your training is revealed. Do you fall apart or do you return to your core? Seneca wrote, "It is in times of security that the spirit should be preparing itself for difficult times. When life is soft, that is the moment to harden your mind. To voluntarily choose discipline over indulgence. To choose silence when noise would be easier. To walk into discomfort so that when real hardship comes, you are already forged in fire." 3. The opinion of others is like wind against the mountain. There will always be noise, always someone projecting, criticizing, envying, misunderstanding. You could live with the purest intent and still be misjudged. But that's not the issue. The issue is whether or not you let it move you. Epictetus wrote in the Enchiridion, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about these things." And here's the shift. You don't owe the world an emotional response. You owe yourself your peace. When your mind is trained, you are no longer tossed by every opinion or reaction. You become like stone not cold, but immovable. Let them talk. Let them create their fiction. The mountain does not bow to the wind.
4. Control is found in the inner citadel. There is only one place in this world where you hold absolute power: your mind. Not your reputation, not your finances, not even your body. Your thoughts, your judgments, are yours alone. And when you train them, you build what Marcus Aurelius called the inner citadel. That's the terrifying beauty of self-mastery. No one can touch you unless you open the gate. They can ridicule your name, but they can't stain your peace. They can abandon you, but they can't take your dignity unless you hand it over. Train your mind, and let the world break its weapons against your silence. 5. Mastery is not about winning, it's about not being ruled. You won't always succeed. You won't always feel powerful. Life won't always be fair. But mastery isn't about outcomes, it's about sovereignty. Epictetus reminded us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When your mind is untrained, it reacts to every whim, anger, fear, desire. But when your mind is disciplined, it stops asking, "What feels good right now?" and instead asks, "What is right?" That is true mastery: to suffer and still hold your values, to hurt and still act with honor, to face loss, failure, attack, and remain whole. Conclusion: the world will never stop testing you. Pain will knock on your door. Betrayal will come disguised as love. Criticism will echo louder than praise. But if your mind is trained, you are ready. Because true freedom doesn't come from controlling the world, it comes from mastering your response to it. So train your mind. Start today. Start small. Because one day, when everything around you falls apart, the part of you that is unshakable, the part that cannot be touched, will be the only thing left standing. And that is more than enough. If this message resonated with you, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, how do you train your mind daily? And remember, storms may come, but the Stoic mind stands still. Stay grounded, stay sovereign, stay stoic.